It is a thing.
Okay,
there we go. There we go.
Then we go into round 2.
Yeah. Round 2 is going. And Tyrone hasn't picked up his hand, so I guess the other player is starting. Tim is going through his hand, looking probably what is play this turn. And there... Or is Tyrone going first?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No, Tim goes going first.
Tim is thinking what to ink, because at these high-level tournaments, it's very important.
Palace Guard and inking Captain Hook. I can imagine that as a choice. Like, what do you want to open with?
Yeah, because you in this matchup you want to be able to apply law pressure early.
Yeah.
And go as wide as possible to stop the Blurple player from coming back, because we know that Blurple plays bigger characters. Oh, and inking the Enchanted Demona.
It's such a lovely enchantment. When I look at it, I'm always like, the enchantments in Disney Lorcana are just so beautiful. And there comes Pocahontas down. That's also an interesting choice.
And then Palace Guard already questing for 1.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, you got to go fast. You know, the one is in the control deck. You got to move fast to make sure you outspeed it.
Yep, and it's not like you will play Hypnotic Strength on 2 as a Blurple player.
Yeah.
You always want to ramp. Oh, inking Sail and playing
Sail.
Very nice.
Very nice. No Tipo, but still ramping.
So now he has to ink. He has the option to ink another time.
Yeah.
So we will see what will he ink. Oh, and going as wide as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrone does have a good hand to start with.
You also see him mentioning something about the cards. Sometimes I
having
wish you could hear what's
discussion.
being said. It's quite interesting. And now the question is, how will Tim reply to that move? He has that Pocahontas down, so he probably wants something to get down there with more lore to fully make use of that Pocahontas. So the question is, does he have it in hand? Because let's not forget, Pocahontas takes on extra lore from other cards. Ooh. Robin.
So 2 playing Robin. Inking the Yzma. So for those that don't understand, who are not sure of Pocahontas' ability, is that whenever this character quest, you may select an exerted character.
Yeah.
It may be yours or your opponent's, and you will gain the lore of that character.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that. That's a very good point. It's a card with a very interesting ability. But it also means you want to get something on the board to be able to trigger that, to use that ability, because otherwise you just quest for 1, and that's a shame.
So in Winter Spell, we have many cards that put a lot of law pressure in Amethyst still, which is, I think it has gotten better. And we know that it is one of the higher tier meta decks right now, it being Blurple, Amethyst Steel, and also the Dogs.
Yeah. Let's see what Tyrone is going to play.
Oh, it's a Iago with Vanish. It's interesting to look at this because we know that there is many songs in Steel as well. Okay, so...
Yeah, I think Iago against an Amethyst Steel deck is always a risk in that sense, because you know how many songs there are in Amethyst Steel.
But right now, I think they utilize a lot of the Angel's ability, which Tim just did. He discarded the Dog and then dealing 2 damage to the Basil.
And can we talk about how also that Enchanted from Angel just looks so good?
Yeah, he has a pimped out deck.
Yes. I mean, you don't need it to play, but let's be honest, it adds some style to your deck. Let's see what Tyrone is gonna grab this turn, and he's gonna play Junior Woodchuck handbook.
And then drawing 2. We see a genie, wish fulfilled.
Inking Tipo, so not using that for ramp.
On 2, what do you play on 2? A Tipo?
Yeah, that would also be my first thought, but apparently...
It plays Tipo and puts a card into Inkwell. Will we see a Demona next turn?
Will be interesting if it happens. But
I mean, when you dump your hand.
No, we see a genie and drawing 1.
But Tyrone is also at 6 ink, so he can also... It's also possible that he has the Hades in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be quite interesting to see what Tyrone will play, because he needs, at this point, he needs to start having an answer for the wide board that's happening on your opponent's side.
Yep.
Tim clearly has some control right now of the board with how many characters he has there. And Genie takes care of
him discarding the Genie
Royal Guard
with the Angel's ability.
Yeah.
To do 2 damage.
Yeah. So here we go. Questing with 3, I guess.
Nope, more than that. It's with 4,
5,
6.
6. Yeah.
Because Pocahontas will choose Christopher Robin, and that's 3. And with Belasgard 1, and Christopher Robin's 2.
You're totally right, Angus. I was just counting very quickly and not looking at the cards in that sense. But you're totally right.
Don't worry. We're here for each other.
We're here for each other, yeah.
So another ability that Angel also has is that when you have no cards in hand, she gains resist +2.
Yeah.
But right now we can see that Team has 1 card in hand.
So no resist.
Yep. So it's also possible for the Iago to banish it, but you also kind of want to take out the big questers.
That's always a choice. Like, what can hurt me the most and what can hurt you the most in that sense. And taking out a big quester will definitely help, of course, because of Pocahontas, because of Christopher Robin. There's interesting things to remove, but Angel will do more harm in the long term on your own deck. So.
Yep. So while you're trading, she can consistently put 2 damage on your characters, and hopefully it will get banished. So right now, Tyrone plays the Hades.
Yeah.
Infernal Schema, putting Angel into the Inkwell, and then with the Iago, he challenges the Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Because Pocahontas technically quests for 3, because there is Genie and Christopher Robin on board. So technically, she's able to gain 2 more lore from her ability.
No, I think it's a very smart choice to take both those characters out. That's what you want. You want to take the board control in that sense and make sure your opponent can't run away with the lore before you can get there.
That's true.
Oh, and another beautiful enchanted. This time a bell. And he plays Duck, if I'm correct.
Yep.
So grabbing 2 for his hand.
Yep, discarding 2 and grabbing 2. Oh, and we know he drew a Fire the Cannons and bye-bye Iago.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that was the only right move, let's be honest.
So whenever you choose an action, whenever you choose an illusion for an action, the character will be banished.
Yeah. Which makes illusions very interesting to play, because they're very good to play in a format where there's not as much actions, and less interesting to play when there's lots of actions in the meta.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like there's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because in card games, it's always probability that your opponent does not have action in hand or something. Okay.
I think it was a Hades, what came down.
I think it's the one. It's the
purple.
5-cost Hades.
Yeah, the amethyst one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not taking that deal. He's like, I will remove
he's letting him
my
draw 2.
Christopher.
Right now, we have to see whether Tyrone can answer the Genie, because right now he does not have any evasive on board.
Yeah.
And next turn, Team will go to 19. Oh no, wait. It's 20 even. 3. Yep. Oh no, sorry, 18.
Yeah. I was like counting at the same time. Like, I don't think so. But maybe, you don't know. Maybe he has 2 more giant cobras in hand. Oh, wait. I mean, he doesn't have a hand right now, but you never know what he...
Yeah, so this is interesting because...
Oh!
Just quest with the rest.
Yeah.
And what you're gonna do with 2 people and 1 Hades Infernal Schema. you need like Hades and the people to challenge into one of the characters.
Yeah.
But you also kind of, it's also not possible to remove the genie unless you have something like Let It Go or Into the Unknown right now.
Yeah. So we're at 8-3, and it will be very interesting to see if Tyrone can pull it back from this. What does he have in hand? Can you see anything?
He has Hypnotic Strength, which can take out the Giant Cobra or the Palace Guard. But of course, in this case, you will take out the Giant Cobra. But you still can't stop Genie and Guard for this game.
Yes, Tyrone's scooping. So that's
game one.
Game one going to Tim.
Mhm.
Well played. Let's be honest. You moved very, very fast and didn't give Tyrone any chance to.
Yeah. I mean, in this meta, the Amethyst still goes way too fast for the Blurple. But once it's also possible that the Blurple player can take control. But I think Tyrone did not get.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might have changed the game very differently.
No, that's always the case, of course. With Amethyst, there's some cards. If you get them, they can change the game massively. In this case, he didn't pull the right cards. Maybe it's next round. He of course can start. He didn't start the first round, so
yeah,
that might also help.
It kind of helps, but right now we have the underdogs, which can tell a different story because.
And he knows he has an underdog, so that's also a thing. You know he has Christopher Robinson in
instead
there.
of team opening with Palace Guard, he can open with the Christopher Robin this turn if he managed to get it. That's it.
Underdogs have been such a good addition to the game.
Yes.
And here they go for the mulligan again.
Tyrone needs his math.
I mean, let's be honest. We all been there. They're like, oh no, I grabbed the card too little. I grabbed the card too much. I mean, both you don't want to have. The first one you can grab another card. The other one, in case you need to call a judge, which you also don't want in your match.
Yep. Drawing two field is fine because you can always draw more. But if you draw more at the start, then you have to call a judge and then maybe reshuffle the whole deck.
Yeah, it's why I always count before looking at my hands, just to make sure there's no information that I've that showed up later and I've miscounted already. So this is gonna be an interesting round 2 in this match.
Yeah, Blurple on the play, it's better because you can establish board quicker and then therefore be able to react to your opponent much quicker. So, but there are also times where Amethyst still can hit the nuts and then just go super wide with the dogs and everything.
Inking the Junior Woodchuck and playing the Royal Guard.
So Royal Guard.
There was a quick flash of his hand. He showed a Hades and a Dumbo. He's there. And the other. Oh, he's inking Captain Hook again and playing Captain Hook. That's not what you want to play when you have Christopher Robinson in your deck.
But it's also good because it locks the Royal Guard.
Yeah.
And you can't play. You can't quest with it. I mean.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if you have a Christopher Robinson and you know you got to go fast because it's a control deck, you probably want to open with that.
But when you're on the draw, I think it is not too bad to open with Captain Hook as well.
No. And then once again, the demonic goes into the Inkwell. So what is going to play for you?
Pocahontas, I suppose.
Seems to be some thinking happening on his side. Like,
oh
no, 2-1. Yeah.
Very nice. So the weakness about Blurple is that it kind of struggles to deal with a whiteboard because it plays big characters.
Dumbo.
Dumbo's played. I'm quite sure there is a genie in Tyrone's hand. So opting to play the Dumbo first is quite interesting.
Inking the Christopher Robinson, so probably not a Pocahontas in his hand then. Be interesting to see. what he's gonna play for 3.
Because now.
Oh, Boost Genie from Winter Spell last set.
Yep.
Also quite an interesting card, where the more you boost, the more lore you can get each turn.
Yeah, it adds a lot of low pressure, and if you don't answer it, or in against purple, if the purple player chooses to answer it by putting it to the inkwell, then you have more ink, and then it's possible to go wider.
And Tyrone also says, I'm not gonna wait that. I'm just gonna play Elsa on it, attack it, and it's gone.
And now he has 3 damage.
Yes. So
Elsa should have 3 damage.
we all make mistakes. Let's be honest. It's probably not on purpose. Let's hope the judges will take a look at it. And yes, there we see it's happening. Being corrected to 3. Which can be quite a difference, you know, with so many, like Olaf on board. Olaf is not evasive, but it can be quite a difference when you want to take it out.
Yeah, because now if you play a angel and then discarding 1 card, the Elsa will be banished.
Yeah. And straight Raging Fire on Dumbo. Not today, he said.
Yep.
Which of course makes sense with Elsa and Dumbo being evasive. You know, don't give the opponent a card draw and
yeah, because next turn, with Elsa, you can also use Dumbo's ability, and then both of them are evasive, so you can draw 2 from that.
Yeah.
And you do not want to give purple player the card draw. But it's a difficult turn for Tim, because he has to hardcast his Strength of a Raging Fire, and then now he is inking 1 of them as well.
Yeah.
So
in the end, he's still at the point where he has 3 1-drops on his board. But while it is wide, it's very vulnerable to any kind of interruption.
Yep. So at this point, I would think that he probably has Dog in hand.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. You know, something.
Oh,
Demona.
Not giving an option, just Demona and
taking care of that hook. I mean, that makes sense. You never know when Angel might come down, so you might as well use it right now to take out some characters while you can.
Yeah, because you can still take out the hook without getting banished yourself. Yeah. So it's always a good thing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and there's still another hook, so technically he could even take care of that the next turn if he...
But at this stage, I don't think Tim will quest with his hook.
No, I don't think so either.
Yep.
It's, I think Tim is thinking about what to do, what the best answer to this board is.
It's difficult now because Demona can also quest for 2 each turn. Yeah. And what are you gonna do? Even if you throw your Captain Hook and your Olaf in it, you cannot banish the Demona.
Yeah. So with fire the cannons on Elsa, which makes a lot of sense, and playing Genie for another card draw. And of course, Genie is evasive and a quest for 2, which is always a nice thing to have on your board. Yep. Especially when you don't have any other characters like that. I mean, Tim has been building, but it's not going as fast as the first round.
Yeah, he has to. So now the game is actually kind of in Tyrone's hands. He shows 4 Genie. Yeah.
Yes. The question is he searching, or is it more like I need a 2 lore on board?
He probably has something that he doesn't want to ink.
Let it go.
Now
and a beautiful version also from the DLCs.
Yeah, I probably got it from Kent.
He probably, or from Bologna. It's a beautiful card though in most places. So that leaves Tim once again with 2 1-drops. I mean, Olaf and Captain Hook are not bad cards, but let's be honest. When you're on turn 6, those are not the cards you want on board when you're playing Amethyst Steel. It means you need to hard cast any songs you might have or actions.
Yeah, there's no 3-cost singers on board.
Yeah.
Oh, inking the Hades, the 5-cost Hades, the iconic Hades,
Yes.
and playing the Demona.
Demona.
So now we know that since Tyrone has 3 cards in hand, the Demona will not be able to ready at the start of turn,
Very, very smart. Oh, and there's an iconic Hades.
and Tyrone is admiring it,
I mean, wouldn't you?
even showing to the camera.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful card.
It
It's I would have expected it to be a bit more popular with how popular Hades is in decks.
Yeah, but I do not have the amount of money to play 4 of them in my deck.
No, fair point. Oh, you never know. You might pull 4.
But I'm not opening any
Whispers.
whispers in the well right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Tyrone is exerting
seven, yeah.
for placing Hades. And there goes the Mona into the Inkwell.
Yep, that was
Once
the
again
obvious
leaving him.
choice.
Yeah, once again leaving him with 2 1-drops. Oh, there goes Olaf.
Because at this point, when he takes out Olaf, what is Tim gonna bounce? Is he gonna bounce his own Captain Hook?
Yeah.
You do not want to do that because you want to establish your board.
Yeah.
Right now, you are already at a disadvantage, and then you bouncing your own characters cause an even downwards tempo swing to yourself.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. So I think it's a good choice, leaving Tim with only one drop hook. So, Elsa exerting the genie, getting rid of that genie. You know, the genie is always very nice when you play it because you draw a card, and it's very nice to quest with. So it's a good card overall. I would be sad to see it go in that sense.
That's true. We know rotation is going to happen in set 13, but we still have Wilds Unknown to play it.
Yes.
And I'm already excited for Wilds Unknown.
I'm also very excited for Wilds Unknown. It's
Yeah, Toy Story are coming to
I'm
Lorcana.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm more about Brave. Like getting Merida in there, I'm down for it.
That's true. And we also have the Incredibles.
Yes.
I loved that movie when I was a kid.
And we'll also see some other characters returning, which is also really, really nice.
And this kind of opens the door for more of the Pixar films to join Lorcana, which I'm very excited.
Yes, Monsters Inc. and Coco are also, of course, coming in upcoming sets, which is really looking forward to.
Would love to have Mike Wazowski as a card. Hopefully an enchanted or an iconic.
Well, he needs to have a barcode over his eye. You know how it goes. Okay, and it seems like a lot is happening. We're getting Isma down and Pocahontas and an Olaf.
Yep.
So
one thing is Tyrone has to answer the Yzma. Otherwise, when you exit Yzma, you can discard your hand and draw up to 3 cards.
yeah, I think Isma is a very much card that was pretty much underrated, and it's good to finally get it see some play in the meta.
Yep.
I remember that card being revealed, and I was like, that can be a very interesting card. I don't think you discard your hand though. I think it's just you draw up to 3 cards, so you have 3 cards in your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would make sense. But Tim right now he doesn't have a hand at all.
Yeah. No.
So and he has 9 ink, sorry, and that's more than sufficient to kind of reload.
Oh no, definitely. I think it's like what he does. You want to play a card, then exert Isma, but he doesn't because he plays Doc and he's drawing 2 cards.
And then we know he drew Giant Cobra, so he can actually gain 2 law this turn.
This is like perfect. Like you can play Giant Cobra, discard a card,
Yep.
gain that
2
lore,
lore.
and then exert Isma, and once again draw 3 cards.
And you still have 4 ink.
This shows again once again how powerful draw is in Amethyst. How often you can draw and how much you can refill your hand, especially in the later game. And there goes Genie with even more draw.
He needs his song to be able to banish one of Tyrone's characters because hopefully you do not really want to banish it by challenging because you have to go 2 into 1.
Yeah, but he does need to do something because let's be honest, like the Mona, of course, the Mona, Belle, and Genie alone are 6 lore, and Tyrone already is at 9. So you want to have some answers there. And
and just choosing the quest and letting Tyrone answer because now he has the whiteboard advantage.
Yes, and he only has 9 more lore to go,
Mm.
which is also quite interesting.
Is it lethal on board? Let me see.
I think it is.
Yep, there's 11 lore possible on board. So, and he is already at 11 lore right now.
Yeah.
So he can go to 22.
So another question is, what is Tyrone going to do to answer this?
Mm-hmm. Pocahontas must be taken out for sure.
Yeah. Pocahontas probably, but it would also be nice to get rid of some other cards that have 2. And let's be real, Yzma might not seem like a threat, but she keeps on refilling his hand.
Yeah, Yzma is the #1 priority, and with Pocahontas.
I mean, you can get rid of Pocahontas, but as long as you don't care if that Yzma, he's just filling his hand, and there's another chance he will get another Pocahontas or another 2 or 3 lore card.
Mm. Right now, Tyrone does have enough strength to banish both of them, but it's just which characters will he want to go into them?
Yeah. It'll be quite interesting to see what Tyrone will do.
I'm also curious what is in his hand right now.
Yeah. It's quite the matchup. I think it's funny how Tyrone had a totally different game this time around. Oh, he's looking at the discard.
Yep.
Wonder what he's searching for.
He's probably looking for how many songs is being played. Yeah. Or might there be an additional giant cobra coming out from his head?
Yeah. I mean, I would certainly take it into account. Ah, yes, there goes the genie, which makes a lot of sense. There goes
the elephant
Yzma.
taking out the Yzma. So Madame Elephant, at the start of your turn, you may move up to 2 damage to an opposing character. So which will he answer with the... I think he will probably also challenge the Captain Hook, because you do not want him to be able to have Challenger +2 on the next turn.
But I think it makes sense with the order which he did. You know, Pocahontas, Yzma, Genie, all very big threats, and making sure you can't get to that 20 as fast as quick as he would have been able to. Because let's be honest, right now there's 4 lore left on the board if he quests everything, which he's probably not gonna.
So he's choosing to quest with Genie and Demona?
Yeah.
So himself going to 13 lore.
So that means it's game if Tim doesn't take out anything.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Tim gonna do? I mean, there's that Captain Hook that you probably need to use, but there's also lots of evasive characters which you can't touch. Tim is counting also. So what?
There's an option for him to actually return the giant cobra to hand and replaying it because of Olaf.
Yeah.
Olaf can actually go into the bell and then returning the giant cobra back to hand. Because giant cobra can actually take out the Madame Elephant this turn, it being a 3/7, and it already has 3 damage on it. And you do not want Tyrone to be able to move up to 2 damage from it to one of your characters, because then it would take out Captain Hook or the Olaf itself.
It also depends on what he has in his hand. You know, we don't know that.
I do see a giant cobra, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, if you do that, if you bounce it very smart, quest it, bounce it, you might get to there.
No, he's not able to get to, because on board he can quest for 4.
Yeah.
And
not if he wants to bounce the Olaf. So
yeah, that's true.
So he can quest for 3, bounce play the attack with the Olaf, but he needs to take care of more, because otherwise Tyrone will just, get enough lore the next turn. There goes Mim. There goes Bell.
Okay.
Bouncing the Cobra. Playing the Cobra, of course, then probably discarding.
Yep. Discarding the Yzma. Getting 2 to 13. Oh, 3 playing the Genie.
Yes.
And then for 1 boosting it.
which is very, very smart.
So now it can quest for 2.
I can imagine Tyrone hoping he has a bell in his hand. Not a bell, an Elsa in his hand, sorry. Because you want to exert a genie and take care of it.
So right now Tyrone has 9 lore on board, but he has to answer Tim's board. So this is very...
Is he 9 on board? No, is that...
sorry, 6 on board.
Sorry.
Going to 19.
Okay,
That's
19.
what I meant.
Yes.
My
I
apologies.
was like, if he has 9, he has won, but I'm like, I don't think he has 9.
And then him playing the Demona.
Yeah.
So now everything on Tim's board is exited, and then the genie can get taken out by the Demona that was played previously. Yep.
Yep. And that's probably board clear. No, he's not. He's not clearing the whole board.
No, because he can't with
no, it's 4, of course, yeah.
It's only 3 strength for the Infernal Schemer. But right now he's on... What can you do with this board with 1 Giant Cobra?
Yeah.
You cannot attack the genie. You can banish Demona, but you also get banished yourself.
I think it's game in that sense.
And you can't take out the Infernal Schemer
no.
as well. But there are still outs. If he manages to get strength, he can play 2 characters on board, and then taking out the genie.
Well, it's also, if maybe he has also other actions, that would also be interesting. Maybe, yeah. We've seen the fire the cannons before, which could take...
For 5, Elsa. For 1, Palace Guard. For 3, his hard cast strength.
Yeah.
Yep. So now Tyrone does not have lethal on
No,
board.
but he still has 19.
Yep, he can go to 19 the next turn. And we will see what will he do with the Giant Cobra.
It's a risk though. I mean, how many Giant Cobras are in the discard? I would check to make sure. Because just 1 Giant Cobra and could be very, very wrong.
So he's thinking whether to quest with the Cobra or to banish the Demon. And he chooses to quest with it, going to 16.
16 to 13. But let's...
It's quite interesting that he did not answer the Demona.
I mean...
And Tyrone is also afraid that he might be able to bounce it.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility that he might have Meme Elephant and you can bounce a character back to hand.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense to take care of that Cobra. And as we can see, there is another Cobra. And there...
Yep, but he goes to 19.
Yeah.
He quests with the Palace Guard to 19. And then gaining 2 lore from the discard. And Tyrone takes this game.
Yes. So we're 1-1, so it's going to be a very interesting final match.
So game 3.
Yeah. What do you think of the games up to now? It's
absolutely perfect. These 2 players, they take the best play lines. Not a single mistake was made, kind of thing. You know, this is really the level that we're talking about.
I think it's very interesting to watch. There's so much technique going on there, and you can almost see them thinking, like, what is my next move going to be?
Yeah, it's always a joy to watch and to have the opportunity to cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Me too. So hopefully we go to game 2 quite quickly. Ah, yes, there's the cut. And we're gonna go see the next match already. So
now Tim, the Amethyst Steel player, it's on the play. So we will see how Tyrone will be able to react to his whiteboard.
Yeah. It will be an interesting match for sure. I mean, it can go both ways, depending on which cards they mulligan, which cards they draw. we don't know for sure what will happen.
So Team mulliganing 4. And Tyrone mulliganing all his cards.
Yeah.
So we know probably he needs his ram on 2. Otherwise, Blurple, you won't be able to play your 4-cost characters on turn 3.
Yeah. So, a bit more shuffling.
You always
There we
want
go.
to make sure that none of the
Oh, yeah.
the cards stick together.
I think shuffling is an art in itself, and it's something people often overlook, but it's something you should practice. Olaf and Olaf.
Inking Olaf, playing Olaf.
Let's see what Tyrone has in his opening hand. Is Tyrone? Have you seen any underdog characters from Tyrone? I don't think we have seen any underdog characters.
No, Blurple doesn't play any underdog characters
No,
because
fair
it
point.
doesn't suit the game plan of the
No.
deck. So he inked Into the Unknown and then playing Royal Guard.
Yeah, it's you see
Okay.
once again Royal Guard. We see Christopher Robinson come down.
So him paying 2 on for the Christopher Robin.
Yeah,
And Tyrone inks his Steeple and plays Sails the Azerite Sea.
yeah.
And he has another chance to ink another card.
Yeah, it's is he inking another card?
He must.
He
have
must.
to. But it must be tough, you know, because you don't want to ink your key pieces.
Yeah.
Cards like your Elsa.
Oh,
So one thing about Blurple is you got to respect the whiteboard of Amethyst Steel, and you have to go white.
yeah.
You have to play your Basil or your 1-drop, your other 1-drop, your
There
Royal
goes
Guard.
Cobra already. Is he discarding? He's not discarding.
And team distance, because if Tyrone did not play the Basil, team might have quested with the Christopher Robin,
Yeah,
because then the only way you could answer that with Royal Guard alone was to actually ink something, play a genie, draw 1, and then Royal Guard will have 3 strength to be able to challenge and banish the Christopher Robin.
strength on
Oh.
Cheshire. I mean, I get it. Cheshire is always a huge threat as a Amethyst Steel player. You have lots of low characters that will get taken out in 1 or 2 turns.
Yeah, and Cheshire alone can take out the Christopher Robin.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I would also have done the same.
Yeah. So this is kind of the best play that the Amethyst Steel player can go against Blurple, because then you have 2 characters versus 4 characters. And then if Basil Quest and support Royal Guard has to challenge and banish
Yeah.
itself, unless it is taking out only the Christopher Robin.
And let's be real. If Basil Quest, you might want to take him out with your Olaf, just so you can bounce back your giant Cobra.
But at this point of time, if you challenge and you get banished yourself, then it's negative. The tempo swing is kind of wider, and it's difficult for you to come back. But him respecting that you are able to bounce back your Cobra.
But choosing not to do that.
Yeah, because at this, you want to go as wide as possible. And yeah, it is more that Tyrone respects that it is possible for next turn team to play his dog and then challenging with the Olaf and bouncing the dog back to hand. So what are you gonna do about that is not much. Oh, he did bounce back. He did bounce back his Christopher Robin, which is interesting.
It's an interesting choice. Tyrone playing Iago, which is always a risk, with which we know there's fire cannons and we know there's Strain of Raging Fire, and no matter how much damage they do, if they go on the Iago, they always take Iago out because of the Vanish ability.
Yep, but he first has to draw it. I'm not sure whether he has it in his hand.
I mean, I'm not sure how many cards he plays, but if he's a 60 card deck and he might even have 8 of those in total, that's a big chance.
He will have 4 Strength of the Raging Fire for sure.
Yeah, he might have less. We of course don't know that, but still, 4 on a 60 card deck. There's a huge chance it is in his hand.
Oh, inking Yzma and going wide.
2 Christopher Bones. He's like, you can't take care of everything at once, which is a smart move against Blurple.
But what you gonna do with the genie? Would you quest this then? I don't think so, because
No.
Iago can take it out immediately.
Yeah.
And then if he has Cheshire Cat, he can also move the damage. Because right now Tyrone has 5 ink.
Yeah. I think that's one of the most dangerous parts about Cheshire Cat is the moment you play it, it can already start moving damage because you can boost it immediately.
Yep.
There's no waiting for, next turn he will be able to do that. No.
But Tyrone this turn inking the Basil
Yeah.
and passing. So we do know that he doesn't have a Demona in hand.
And there comes another genie and drawing another card. Tim choosing to go very, very wide here. And inking Lexington. Which is interesting because of Lexington, of course, has the alert ability, which allows him to challenge evasive characters.
But at the same time, he will not be able to banish Iago. Yeah, because Iago is a 4/6.
No, but we know, funnily enough, Tyrone just played it, inked it, but we know Tyrone has cards like Dumbo and he has cards like Elsa.
Yep.
Which are evasives, and he has, so that's something to take into, take into account.
But this game still can go either way.
Yes.
Because now Tim, both of his genies, one is banished and the other one is into the Inkwell.
Yeah.
But he has 7 ink right now. Oh, and looks like a 5 ink play.
Let's also look at the score. It's 11-1. It also means that Tim is, is a lot closer to that 20 than Tyrone is, and Tyrone doesn't have enough on board to quest even that fast. There comes Elsa.
And he's going up to 16 this turn.
Yeah. He has game on board, I think.
He has game on board, but Tyrone can take out 2 of the Christopher Robins.
I mean, Tyrone's gonna answer this. That's not the question.
Yeah, he has to. Because he only has like 2 cards in his hand, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
But what a card to have in your hand.
Which will he answer?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I might take out the Cobra,
Yeah.
Because next turn Iago can actually take out the Elsa if it is still in play.
But looking at the score, it's still 16-1.
Is that a strength I see? Yep.
Yes, there goes Iago.
Oh, now he doesn't have any means to answer the Elsa on board. Oh,
yes.
And that's game. Because
game.
next turn he can quest for 3 and that